Hey guys, it's Anna. What's up? Today I have an interesting video for you, kind of more of a story time. Today I'm going to be going over my 6 celebrity encounters. Now when I say encounters, I say that purposefully because I didn't meet all of these people. These are just people that I've seen in my life. I thought it would make for an interesting story time. As a kid, I never really met or encountered any celebrities, or at least I didn't notice. I always wanted to run into Disney Channel people or people that I liked in music. Most of these happened when I was over 18. The first one is Alicia Keys. For those of you that don't know, I used to work at Six Flags for 2 years in the rides department. At the time, it was my first year and I was a team member at the log flume. I need to kind of go on a weird little backstory to explain something. On the log flume, there are these things called flappers on the log flume boats that let the water out once the water comes over you at the bottom of the drop. Sometimes the flappers will get clogged with something and the boat will start to fill with water. That does not mean that the boat is unsafe. Six Flags, please do not sue me. It's just extremely unpleasant for people to get in a boat that is full of water. It's also alarming for people that don't understand how the boats work. So most of the time, when a boat is full of water, we put it on this outside ring that's kind of the storage area. When the boat comes into the station, we move it into that area. So then no guests are able to use that broken boat and it's not just going around by itself the whole time. Then we'll let maintenance know at the end of the day and they will unclog the flapper or fix what needs to be fixed and everything will be back to normal. My supervisor at the time wanted to unclog the boat himself, so he would sometimes ride the boat around while trying to unclog it, just like sitting unclogging it. Which technically we weren't supposed to be on the ride when we were working, even though he wasn't at a station at the time. He rode around and wasn't able to, and the boat was pretty full of water at this point. One other person also rode the boat and thought it was fun to, get a chance to ride in the middle of our shift, so I was essentially peer pressured into riding the boat in the middle of the shift. I put my shoes in a garbage bag so then they wouldn't get wet, and I rode the ride. When I got off the ride, I quickly, as I came into the station, I was getting very nervous about getting in trouble because we're technically in uniform, on the clock, not allowed to be in this boat at the time. The boat comes into the station. I see 2 men with radios standing there looking really tough and scary, and I thought they might have been like my boss's boss's boss, and I was really terrified of being fired because it was my very first job. So I get out and I run really fast to the other side. Now this station is a big circular thing that just goes around and around and around, so it's very hard to hide from someone. I'm putting on my shoes really quick. I'm freaking out. I ask my supervisor, who are these guys standing here, thinking that I'm gonna get in trouble because they are, head honchos of Six Flags. Turns out they're Alicia Keys' security. She was riding the log flume with, I think, her son and either husband or boyfriend. I'm not sure. I don't really know anything about Alicia Keys. I really wouldn't have recognized her. When I saw her, when she got out of the boat, everyone was like, oh, there's Alicia Keys. And I was like, that's cool. Like, I don't know what she looks like. I don't really know about her, but it just is a funny thing in my life to be able to say I rode the log flume at the same time as Alicia Keys, and I was on the clock. These next 2 are also Six Flags related. One morning I was driving into the employee parking lot and I saw some cars that were parked farther away from the rest of the people parked. And as I'm driving, I see 2 guys standing by cars and they're talking, and I realized that one of them is Elvis Duran. Now, how do I even know what Elvis Duran looks like? I'm not sure. I used to listen to the morning show a lot, so I guess I saw on social media what he looked like, or interviews with people I like. But I really wanted to go say hi to him, but I didn't want to get in trouble because I worked there. Once again, I was very nervous. It was my first job. But it was just kind of a funny experience to see Elvis Duran in the distance. A lot of times the radio station will do stuff with Six Flags because it's like Six Flags is a big deal and, New York is right there. The next one was Whoopi Goldberg on the safari. If you don't know how the safari works, it used to be where you could drive through, but now it is a truck and tour guide situation where you have a truck driver and a tour guide, and they'll take you out on these huge safari trucks, and you can see the animals in a much safer way that's safer for the humans and animals. It keeps people from being able to feed them and do things that aren't good for the animals. It used to be such a dangerous environment before. So at Six Flags, if you pay a certain amount, you can actually get a VIP tour with a VIP tour guide. So it's literally an employee that will walk around with you, hold your bags when you go on rides, get you through the fast pass lane, like up the exit to get on any ride that you want. It's like a full, crazy experience of Six Flags, being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and not having to wait in a single line. At this point, I was a supervisor, and a lot of times they let the supervisors know when there's a VIP tour in the park, so then we know to be ready for them and to make space for them when they come up. So we knew that Whoopi Goldberg was coming. I'm surprised she didn't do like a solo tour. They do tours where they take you around in a Range Rover, like an actual tour guide will drive you around. But I don't know, I guess some celebrities will take the big trucks for that experience of the open air truck. I'm not sure. But yeah, so Whoopi Goldberg walked in front of me and my friends and got on the truck, and we were all like, oh my god. Once again, another situation where it's like you want to say something, but it's like, I work here. I'm supposed to be like calm, cool, collected, not say anything. I really am not the type to greet celebrities. Like I get too nervous about it. My other two celebrity encounters were not as random. One was Fifth Harmony. I met them twice. One, I met them at the first show or the second show I think I ever saw them at. I was completely starstruck and didn't say a word. This was back when I was probably like 15, 16. But I got a cool picture with them. If I find it, I'll put it in this video. But I'm sure if anyone knows me, they've seen it all over my social media a million times and don't want to see or hear about it anymore. But my friends surprised me with the VIP. The other one was Jeffree Star. I didn't get to meet him, but for the Morphe store opening in Paramus, the Garden State Plaza, they just opened a Morphe store the other few months ago, last year. And we were able to go and like see him in the crowd, and he was majestic and fabulous. The last celebrity I'm gonna keep a mystery because I went through a lot of work myself trying to figure out who the heck this is, so I wanna know if you can guess it before I get to the answer. At the job I currently work at, it's in a mall-like complex, let's say. It's like an office building, but also has mall-type stores. I was sitting at my job, I was sitting at the front desk by myself. You know, I'm in a storefront so I can see outside, and I'm kind of watching customers go by. There's, you know, it's like a big open area like a mall. It's an atrium. And then there's this concrete block in the middle of bathrooms. So I'm watching people go by, and there's this little crowd of people kind of to the right of my center. So I could only see about half of them through the windows. And I just, you know, it's an office-y place. It's very futuristic. Like people hold classes there, and there's tours and, you know, employment fairs and like all types of stuff there. So I thought maybe that these people were students or people that wanted to eventually work in the building. Maybe one of the larger companies in the building were doing some type of hiring event. You never know. They all had notebooks standing around. They seemed young like me. There was this older man there standing with them, but I kept seeing people like double take and then kind of freak out and then go take pictures with him. And I'm thinking maybe like, okay, he's like a sciencey guy. He looks like a sciencey guy. He's kind of short, kind of hunched a little bit, crazy hair, glasses, scruffy. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, he looks really familiar though. Like he looks like a movie star. And I'm looking and I'm looking. And the only thing that could pop into my brain was Jerry Seinfeld. But I knew it wasn't Jerry Seinfeld because he doesn't look like that anymore. He doesn't have hair and he looks like just different. And I'm like, the only thing that would pop into my head was Night at the Museum, but I couldn't remember what actor that was. And then the other person that popped into my head was Jeff Goldblum, but like young Jurassic Park Jeff Goldblum, which is confusing because he doesn't look like that at all anymore. And so I'm racking my brain, and one of my sisters works at one of the businesses also in this building. And so I texted her and I said, like, do you know about a celebrity in the area? And she just writes, Ben Stiller. And I go, that's it. That's the guy. Like, I know the entire world that's like watching this is like, you can't recognize Ben Stiller? Like, who are you? Well, for one, he looked like this, if I can find the picture. Two, I don't really like comedies. Like, I love Night at the Museum, but I couldn't tell you anything else he was in. I mean, he's in Zoolander, but I like watched Zoolander a million years ago when I was younger. Like, I just don't do like everybody loves comedies like that. So I just didn't know who he was. I honestly had no idea. I could recognize the face, but a name wouldn't pop up. I'm also very bad with actors. I'm great with musical artists. bad with actors. I'm great with names of people I know in real life, but I'm really bad with actors and actresses. So I think that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed my little story time. If you like this video, go ahead and like and hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, make sure you hit the bell because that'll give you notifications anytime that I upload. I upload every single Monday unless it says otherwise, and if you're unsure where a video is, check out one of my Instagrams. My usernames for Instagram and Twitter are down below.